Hello and welcome. This is episode 84 of the Horror Mafia podcast. I'm your host, Donnie Rings, and with me as always are my trusted associates, Terrible Tanya,
Carlson. Carlson.
Big Bill,
I'd say she's perfect. I've been in space for 6 months, and she looks perfect to me.
and Baby Joey.
That girl was no girl. She's totally alien to this planet and our life form, and totally dangerous.
All right, folks. Looks like we are back with another fun choice this time. So let's get this party started.
I thought T got it started with the Carlson. Carlson.
That's how
Carlson.
she says it. And she calls it.
Carlson. Do the Carlson.
Proud to say I've never seen an
I feel
episode
like
of
there
that
should
shit.
be, there's not unusual to be, what's his name?
That's a loss, Bill. You've never seen an episode
No,
of that
trust
program.
me, it's not. It's fucking Will Smith.
Regardless,
Nope.
that show is iconic.
The first 2 or 3 seasons were really good. I liked them.
Don't be a hater, Bill.
Too bad.
Don't catch judgment.
I
Until
fucking
you experience it.
proud to be a hater.
He's drinking his haterade over there, Bud Light.
Yep.
Me too, but I don't hate that show.
That's not haterade because you don't have the hate in your blood. Y'all got hate in your blood. You don't know about that because it's a hip hop song. Oh, there we go. That could be the theme song. Y'all got hate in your blood. JP knows that song. Right,
But you
Don?
listen, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
No comment. No comment.
Oh, you didn't know he became a fan of the Horror Mafia podcast.
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah,
were kind of funny.
kind of.
Kind of.
Spoken like somebody that's never listened to 83 some odd episodes of ours.
He was trying to tell me about metaphors. I'm like, hey, this kid only knew. Metaphors. It's not even
But
called
isn't
a
that-
metaphor. It's called a Joeyism. Didn't
Isn't
you?
that when girls like reach 50 years old, they go through metaphors?
No, it's
Yep. Metaphors, limp dicks, all the same. Speaking of limp dicks, I'm supposed to look Blue Waffle up this episode.
Are you?
Is it all right? Let's do it. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it. I just typed it in.
All right. You're not
Blue
gonna
waffle disease.
yeah.
This came up on healthline.com when I Googled it, not even Urban Dictionary. Blue waffle disease. Oh boy, things just went to a whole nother.
Oh yeah, you'll never look at it the same again.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Sorry, Sarah.
It's a good thing she's not a regular listener here.
No, I mean sorry for your
It says blue waffle. Don't
That's a good thing
fucking
you
look it up. Blue waffle. The next one. Just don't. Oh, good.
Good thing you've already had kids, Joe.
The next one, go to google.com, type in blue waffle, and then click the I'm feeling lucky button.
There's Sarah.
Then you'll know what the fuck it means. I'm gonna scroll down more. Blue waffle, a waffle that is blue.
No.
I see your problem.
Okay, I think this is the one. Oh boy, here we go. This might be a little wonky.
If you go to like DuckDuckGo,
Right.
This is, I don't know. You tell me if this is it. It appears to be an STI, STD on and in the vaginal region.
yep.
This disease infection is fictional and overtly exaggerated vaginal infection. Images of the disease popped up on the internet on March 18, 2010. The image created false concerns and misled people on the subject of vaginitis. No medical professional has provided proof for the existence of this disease infection. The images of the disease, I can't talk straight, sorry. The images of the disease have not yet been hosted by any medical site. The individuals who allegedly had this ailment have not come out publicly. which
Well, I
means
would
the
believe
images
that.
were fabricated in Photoshop. The images misled uninformed, young, and naive members of the population,
Yep.
causing some to be too scared to engage in sexual activity. If you're 30 plus and believe in this hoax, tie your tubes or get yourself snipped. The actual condition, vaginitis, causes excessive itching, inflammation, abnormal discharge, a burning sensation in the vulva. Women get infected with vaginitis due to stress, poor diet, douching, unprotected sex, spermicidal lubricant, insufficient lubrication during intercourse,
Breathing air.
Yeah, right?
using unsanitary, unclean instruments for masturbation, or switching sexual partners within a 12-month period. This condition usually clears on its own, but antibiotics can be obtained for the control of the bacterial growth. It does not lead to anything resembling the fabled blue waffle. I still don't know what the blue waffle is, though.
Yeah, picture search.
Yeah.
And
Go
feel
to
lucky.
Images. Google images.
Oh, I don't get it.
Nah, it's no longer on Google. You got to look on DuckDuckGo or something.
No, isn't it supposed to be like saying something? I'm very let down by this blue waffle.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been removed off. It's been scrubbed. Now that Google's algorithm.
Oh,
I
Oh, you
just
saw
found it.
here you go. You tell me if this is it, guys.
Probably. No, that's a penis.
Oh, this is live on
Take
YouTube. Whoops.
And demonetized.
And JP,
Like we're
stop.
monetized.
And strike.
But yeah, nah. I bet you it's scrubbed.
Yeah, that's the blue waffle. All right. I thought it was going to be something a lot more.
Oh, it is.
Well,
You haven't
it
seen the real
is.
picture yet.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I just thought it was a verbal thing. I didn't know there was a picture involved.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this is pictures.
Yes.
At least there used to be.
And it probably is fake. I mean, who cares? It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's still this.
Oh.
So your new word is lemon party.
Oh, a lemon party.
Oh. Oh.
Well, we'll save that for next time.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Oh,
You know they play this at work too. The nurses.
Do they?
They do. I heard it today, and I said, "You know what you guys do? We do on our show."
look up venereal diseases,
No, they look up
urban dictionaries.
this old lady who's a nurse. She's awesome. They keep getting her with these words, and when she finds out the word of the day, what it really is, she flips. But I want to say I did see something at work that was probably more disgusting than a blue waffle. Is hearing about, I'm not saying anybody's names or anything, so a patient who was elderly who had her uterus prolapse through her vagina.
Ooh,
Tell me how that comfortable it is. And then wait a month to see a doctor? Oh, boy.
lovely.
Yeah, so.
I worked in the hospital for 9 years, and I seen a baby get born in a woman's white pant leg.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, it was
Mm.
very red. There was a lot of viscous substances.
I saw my kids getting birthed.
Oh yeah.
So
I
I
was
know.
holding up a leg while the Israeli doctor was screaming, "Push, push! We not do C-section. We push."
That didn't sound very Israeli, whatever you
All
said.
right, absolutely didn't. Don, what have you been up to?
He's checking out Blue Waffle.
Well, obviously not watching obviously not looking up venereal diseases.
He's living them.
That's why they call him Johnny Pickles.
Oh, Donnie Pickles.
No, Johnny Pickles.
Donnie Pickles. He's got a green tip.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oops. That was that picture you showed us.
oh man, we got banned from YouTube with that one.
Johnny
Yeah.
Pickles.
They'll let us put venereal disease, but they won't let us play somebody else's song for 15 seconds. No problem, YouTube. Thank you.
What's up, Don?
Not much. Just a few screeners here and there. Finally got back from watching the stuff from Cinepocalypse Festival, and now I'm back to doing regular stuff. So, one of the new films should be published in the next day or two because the film's released today, called Fury. Vietnamese action movie, really good. I like it.
Oh,
Wow.
not starring Brad Pitt.
No, I thought you were
No.
going to be talking about a Plymouth car. 1958.
No,
Not Nick
Yeah, I
Fury.
No, the Plymouth Fury.
I know.
yeah, the Christine.
Yes, Christine. Thank you.
I don't know much about cars, but at least I know that. So that gives me some credit. But that's like literally the only car thing I know.
Me too, my brother.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm seriously that old joke. If you see me stranded on the side of the road with a car, for the love of God, call AAA because I don't know what I'm doing.
Well,
That's who I am.
That's about it.
No,
Don't-
I don't even know what I'm fixing. You know, if you see me on the side of a road with a car, stop and call AAA, please. For the love of God, call AAA. I have no clue what I'm doing.
What do you drive?
2004? No. It's white.
2004
I
soapbox
was
for
gonna
the
say,
Little Rascals movie.
No, it's white.
White? The white car.
It's a Toyota. I know that.
There you go.
Chevy
It's a
Equinox.
white Toyota. No, I got it when I.
You could
got
spot
it
it
when
by the shark decals all over the window. It's got like the family of sharks.
No, I got it for graduation from high school, and I still don't even know what it is.
Donnie
And
his
it still rocks all these years
Well,
later.
I only drive it like an hour, 2 hours every day.
Not a
It's not
white
like
van, right? That says free candy on the
No,
side.
it's a regular car.
Is there In-N-Out wrappers all over your back seat?
I can't even afford a pack of gum. I can't afford In-N-Out.
Oh. Well, it looks like you can't afford condoms either, so you better watch out for the blue waffle.
I'll need a sexual partner for that to happen, but that's another story.
Anyway.
I
But
digress.
anyway,
Moving on.
yeah. Other than
New
that,
segment on the show. We're going to get Don married. We're going to find him a bride.
oh God, who's gonna be that unlucky girl?
You can
Mm,
buy
talk
some
about
overseas.
Talk about a show with no winners.
Aww.
Don't worry, we're
Talk
going to
about
do Match.com. But the thing is, you got to go to the movie theaters, bro. Got to
That's what I'm
take her
saying.
out to
Talk
the
about a
movies.
That's what I'm saying. Talk about a show with no winners.
He's like, nah,
Oh,
he
Skype.
wants to go out to a fucking movie. Sorry, sweetheart. Date canceled.
She'll have her phone on Skype and he'll watch it that way.
Yes. Can you pass me the popcorn? You just see the hand pop. Fucking video screen. Thanks, hon. Puts his arm around the fucking iPad.
You mean Kindle? Kindle.
The Kindle, yes. Sorry, the Kindle. Yes. It's all right. One day we will get you to the theaters.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Let's see.
Well, Bill, what do you got going on?
I've been watching a couple of things on Amazon Prime, but nothing big. Just some like ghost hunting documentaries and stuff. But what's more important, I've got a new game, guys.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
New game of Max Sack or Whack.
Oh. Max Sack or Whack.
I'm
Yes.
scared.
And for the people at home who don't know what this is,
I
this
have
is
a-
a
I had a
very-
serious question. I don't know. Should we
Oh.
do the serious question first?
Go ahead, please.
All right. So, just hold. You want to just hold that for the break because I got something that I wanted to bring up. You know, for discussion topics. Since we're covering Lifeforce tonight, I didn't know that it's based off of a novel called
Space
Vampires.
Vampires.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to ask you guys what you thought about source material and how important do you think it is in the context of the next adaptation? So, for example, if you have a novel and then a film is made based off of it, do you like to visit the source material? Do you scratch that out and not care and just worry about it as a film? Which I'm going to assume that's what Donnie does. But I know William likes to read. T likes to read. What do you guys? How do you guys feel about all that?
Well,
99% of the time. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Don. You're fine.
All right. Well, 99.9% of the time, I don't even know it's adapted from a source novel until it says so in the credits. So I couldn't give less than a shit.
But like, would you go visit it after watching the film?
No.
Never.
No.
Because like,
Takes me
I'm very intrigued to
takes-
see what this novel's all about.
Yeah, no, me too.
Here's the thing. It takes me 90 minutes to watch a movie. It takes me 3 weeks to read a novel. Look how much time I can spend with that watching more movies.
Well, I understand that, but yeah, T.
Imagination. That's the fun part of reading. No, I'm serious.
It is. It really is.
I already
It
know,
is.
but I already know how to read. I don't need to read to learn how to read. I already know how.
Well, no, it's the fun part. You go through everything that character does, all the deaths and all the adventure, and
And you get that in a 90-minute movie.
yes, but it's more
Not
fun
in the
to
same
read it.
light,
It's
man.
not the same.
For example, like in this novel, I haven't read it, but like, can you imagine knowing what's going on in the head of one of those beings? Or, there's a short story and it takes place in the head of a 15-year-old girl in the 1960s. Like, how the fuck would I know what that's like? You know what I mean? I wasn't a 15-year-old girl in the 1960s, but by reading,
Well, not in the
getting
1960s, at least.
nah, it was in the early part of the 2010s. I used to tuck and dress, but save that for another time. I know, because I didn't start reading books till I was an adult. So, like, first book that I ever read was Jurassic Park, and I was just, my asshole got blown out. I was just legit floored that the movie that I love so much could be taken to a next level that I was never in before, because I didn't read except when I was like, a little kid, Manstein Bears. Probably about a third grade, I didn't read a book. So especially the ending of the novel is totally different than the film and way better.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, as I kept reading and embarking on Stephen King and then watching the films and all this kind of stuff, I think it's important to a degree. I think it can be done without the source material, but for example, in the film that we're going to discuss, there's a lot of different things going on in the novel, and they change things in the film, which I think, knowing more about what they talk about in a novel is important, but can it be translated to the screen? I don't know. Bill, I know you're an avid reader.
I usually, I'll say generally, not usually, will read the source material first and then find out they're making an adaptation out of the book to the movie. And I like to see how either the director, the screenwriter, how he interpreted the book to put it on the big screen. Like, for instance, you mentioned Jurassic Park. Love the book way better than the movie. I love the movie so much as well. But like, you find out the grandfather's a bad guy and he gets eaten by the Cappies at the end. That was great. But they made him the good guy in the movie, which I get. John Carpenter's Vampires, when I heard that he was making the movie, I was like, what? How are they going to do that? Because I had read the novel first with Vampires with the last S as a $. I
didn't even know that was a novel.
I read Starship Troopers by Heinlein before it came out, and I appreciated every one of these artistic viewpoints of their version of the novel. I did. Look at Carpenter with what's it called? Look to the Sky? No, Keep Watching the Sky. Whatever it's called. What's the Thing book?
Who goes there?
Who Goes There? Thank you. That's it. Not Watch the Sky.
It's a novel or a short story?
It's really they call it a novel. But
Novella, right?
Yeah, it's like a novella, correct. But things like that, it's like to see how Carpenter took that and said, "This is my version." I like that. But as with Space Vampires, I actually had no idea it was a novel. I still haven't read it, but I would like to go visit it one day.
I feel like it might be way better in the film.
It might be. And like all of King's work, I read everything before they became movies, except for like Carrie. So yeah.
Speaking of that, you know, I mentioned last episode I picked up Doctor Sleep, but I dug through. I haven't gotten a chance to organize my stuff, but I dug through and pulled out The Shining. I read it once, you know, 15 years ago or something. So I'm like, listen, I'm gonna read Doctor Sleep. It's time to read this novel first, though, with a whole new outlook and mindset, and check that out before Doctor Sleep just to get a refresher, you know?
Well, that's a really interesting perspective. You know why? Because the novel Doctor Sleep takes place after the book The Shining, where it seems the movie Doctor Sleep is taking place after the Kubrick film.
Right.
Because in the trailer, it shows like a bunch of, they're not scenes from the Kubrick film, but they're reimagined scenes from the Kubrick film. So interesting.
Yeah, I'm very interested in, you know, like Don says, though, it takes up a lot of time to, I mean, I'm talking about reading 1,400 plus pages.
Sure.
Who has time for that?
I
Right.
did it as a teenager when I read it, but I saw The Shining, the movie, many years later, so I don't remember the differences from the film and the book. So I was okay with that. But if I read a book sometimes and go see the movie, oh, sometimes it just pisses me off.
Oh, man.
Aragon.
I did that this semester. I read On the Road, Jack Kerouac, and watched the film. And I've seen it before multiple times, but this time around, I was just like, this is really, really bad. And now I know why that movie was in development hell for 50 plus years. How do you translate what's going on in somebody's head for 300 pages?
I didn't know there was a movie about On the Road.
Yeah. The girl from the vampire movies, Teenagers. The fuck is that girl's name? Robert Pattinson's counterpart in that movie.
Oh, Twilight.
Oh, Kristen. What's her
Stewart.
Yeah.
She was in it. But yeah, so no, I just was curious, you know, I mean, I think source material is important, especially like filling in gaps to things that you don't get. The Fly, the novella of The Fly. I gave that a read when we visited on Death by Podcast, I believe. And oh man, I mean, very interesting, very, very interesting and very different. I mean, it was French.
Yeah.
You know, where you look at Cronenberg's piece and it's totally different. Nothing
Well,
like it.
On the same point, what about adaptations of novels that came after a movie? Like I had Halloween 1 and 2 and 3 after the movies were made. They made Alien, they made the novel after by O'Bannon. Right. So yeah, I mean, Halloween 2 had us follow. Remember the old lady and the old man? She was making the sandwich and he killed them for the knife.
Yeah.
They actually had like a whole chapter of them. So yeah.
You know, I've never actually read any of those except for I have this one. It's a huge 3-novel book. It's called Ripped from a Dream. It's 3 Nightmare on Elm Street novels. And reading them, they were very cliche written and poorly written.
Oh, that sucks.
My younger self loved it because
Freddie.
It was entertaining, but revisiting it, I was like, wow, this stuff is really bad. You know, it lacks that substance that, like, you know, a novel that just grabs you by the ears, you know, and screams in your face, you know.
Sure. How about another idea on this? Robert Bloch. He had written Psycho and Psycho 2.
Mm.
And Psycho, they described Norman Bates as chubby, blonde hair, and ugly. And Psycho 2 is nothing like the movie. In Psycho 2, Norman actually dies hitchhiking, being killed by a serial killer, and someone else takes over. So,
shit.
So it's nothing to do with the whole. So there's some movies that were better than the book, the source material.
Just veer off.
John Russo's Midnight. It's a really good book. So
Yeah, I don't know about the movie, but we'll save that for Slice and Dice.
Yeah,
Timeline
that's
by
all right.
Michael Crichton was really good. I haven't yet to see the film because I didn't want to ruin the book in my head.
what?
Michael Crichton's timeline.
Oh, Timeline.
Yeah.
Timeline's decent. It's all
Is
right.
it? It's like I read Dan
Sphere.
Brown's
Sphere?
Angels and Demons and the Da Vinci Code, and I still haven't seen those films yet either because Tom Hanks doesn't fit my.
Yeah, it all basically boils down to read the book and see the movie. What do you like better? It doesn't matter. Enjoy them both, or don't.
I get angry.
Or don't read it.
Like Miss
Just enjoy
Peregrine's
whatever
Home for
medium you like.
Peculiar Children. They changed the names of two characters around. Didn't make sense. Pissed me off.
It happens.
I know. That's me though. I'd rather see the film first than read the book. That way I don't get so angry.
So to shift gears back to the comedy here, Bill, and we were talking about peanut butter last time. If peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, what would it be called?
What kind of question is that?
Pleasure butter.
In the context of last week's conversation,
Oh, I see. All right. Sorry, I'm a bit slow.
Doggy butter.
what would it be called?
Hold on.
Tan schmear.
K9KY.
Oh boy. Oh.
Just be called lick.
Lick, lick, lick. Lick. Anything, Don? Stop airing my dirty laundry on the podcast.
It's been 2 weeks, okay?
I just remember like last week. Oh, you mean 2 weeks ago? I got you.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
All right. And
I just thought of a name.
so, Bill,
Let's
before
see.
we start the game, I got a question. What movie, what movie should be made into a musical? So, for example, like say you said Predator.
That'd be nice.
It's me. I'm going to hunt the predator and get to the chopper.
But that's kind of tough, dude, because there's already Toxic Avenger the musical. There's already Evil Dead. There's already Reanimated.
But those don't count.
They do count. They're already musicals.
Dawn of the Dead. They're coming to get you,
it's Night of the
Barbara.
Living Dead.
The Night of the Living Dead. You know what
No,
I mean.
I would have to truthfully say, oh man, how cool would it be and doable to do Basket Case, the musical, and the guy on stage with like the puppet you could actually work the puppet. Really, like Little Shop. That'd be cool.
That could work. Definitely.
I don't know. I'd like to see a good movie. I'd like to see a good movie get made.
Ouch.
Oh,
What about Halloween?
Michael Myers doesn't talk. You just have to have music that talks for him or sings.
He's not the singers. The girls
dancer.
are.
You can have the knife sing or his weapon. The mask. The mask
Interpretation
sings.
with strings.
Mm-hmm.
The mask sings for him.
Which one was I going to say? Oh, fuck. I just had it in my head before. It's already it's not a musical, but oh yeah, American Psycho.
Yeah.
He loves music.
All Huey Lewis songs, yeah.
Throughout
Yeah.
the whole movie, fucking Huey Lewis and shit, you know.
I like that.
American Psycho, the musical.
And Huey would probably like drop some new tracks on that too.
Right?
He's one song
Is
called
he still alive?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course he's on.
It's
One
not
song would be
that
called
old.
I haven't heard. I don't know. I haven't heard. I don't know.
Sports is a great album.
Yeah.
Sports is one of the greatest albums.
Yes.
But he should like have a song go like invite your friend Paul over.
Oh shoot.
There's a strange chainsaw.
Oh, and to make it better, they
bed.
should have Jared Leto sing it.
Deathgasm the musical.
Oof. Well, it'll be death metal.
Orgasmo popped into my head for some reason.
Orgasmo, yeah.
That is a musical, isn't it? Oh no, Cannibal is. All right.
Yeah, Cannibal the musical.
All right, Bill, you ready for the game?
Will B says, I like the cigarette. Give me a second.
Fire it up, kid. Smoke them if you got them.
All right. So again, it's time to play Mac, Sack, or Whack, which seems to be enjoyed by some people on the board. So let's keep it going. Now, if you're not familiar with this game, it's a lot like Fuck, Murder, Marry. Was it Fuck, Marry, Kill? FMK.
Marry, fuck,
what?
kill.
Well, it is the exact same thing. I'm just ripping it off and giving it a nice little mafia twist. Mac is who you would marry. Sack is who you want to bang. And Whack is, of course, who you want to kill. So, let's start this one off with a nice little mafia twist, guys. What do you say?
All right.
Who wants to go first? All right, Donnie, you're first.
I'm going, not me.
We got Brie Larson, Allison Brie, or Brie Cheese.
Brie cheese.
I'm gonna have to pull a mulligan because the only one of those I know is brie cheese.
Me too, Donnie. I'm in the same boat as you, buddy.
You could Google
Yeah,
them real quick. Brie Larson played Captain Marvel. Allison Brie's the cute little brunette who's on Community, and she does the voice on Lego as Unikitty or something.
Never seen either. Never seen all three of those.
All right. So, cheese. He's going with cheese.
Everybody else dead.
And that goes to Tanya since Joey's
Well,
in the
I gotta-
same boat.
Sorry.
All right.
All right, why don't you guys just look up the Google and look at the pictures?
right.
Give me a second.
They're all Brie. Brie.
I would marry the cheese. I would fuck
No, you would sack.
Sack. Sorry. Girl from Community. What's her face?
Allison Brie.
Allison Brie. And fuck Brie Larson.
You would
She's
whack Brie
deader
Larson.
than dead.
Nice.
I was just gonna say, I think I'm gonna whack Brie Larson because I'm looking at this picture of her and she just looks annoying as fuck.
She is.
Like she just looks like this, like a woman from Park Slope that you just want to fucking punt in the ass.
He makes me not want to watch Captain Marvel.
Allison Brie, I guess, would be in the sack because I want Brie cheese for the rest of my life. Just rub it all over my tits. Oh, tits, yeah.
Okay, Don, did you see pictures of them now?
Hold on. I'm still looking up brie.
Look up the fappening.
For which one?
They're all in there, except for the cheese.
Well, I wouldn't think the
Cheese don't care.
Cheese don't care. Cheese likes you no matter what.
That's right.
Unless you're
Bit runny,
lactose
but-
intolerant, then it doesn't like you.
All right, we go to a little interlude. Okay.
Okay, so I guess I would Mac Allison because she doesn't look like a bitch. I would sack the cheese because he doesn't want cheese for the rest of your cheese. And I would sack Larson because she looks like a cunt.
No, you mean you would whack her.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's sack.
Sack.
You said sack.
I said sack twice. Okay, yeah, I would whack her. I would whack her because she looks like a cunt.
I'm actually different from you guys. I would definitely Mac and marry Brie Larson. No, I'm joking.
I knew better than
I know.
that.
I would marry Mac Allison Brie. She's a cutie and a sweetie, and I love her. I would actually sack Brie Larson just because I want to get that smug fucking look off her face. I want to spooge all over her boobs. And Brie Cheese is whack. I
Doesn't
don't
look like she
fucking
has
like.
any.
Yeah, I know she has no butt either, but I don't like Brie Cheese. That's just nasty. All right, next one. We'll start off with Joey.
Ooh.
This one's a little interesting. We got to have one for the ladies. Robert De
Fitting
Niro.
that she chose him.
No. She'll be last. We got De Niro, Pacino, and Ray Liotta.
Man, that's tough.
Mhm.
It's tough.
It is.
That is tough. Man. Ah. Well. Wow. Pacino,
Is
you know,
what? Matt to marry?
Pacino's the Don, you know what I mean? And he has a lot of street cred, but he also did Jack and Jill. Robert De Niro is absolutely annoying with all the politics shit. Like,
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. I think politics, no matter where you stand, will suck at life.
Yeah.
Left, right, doesn't matter. But his shit is just overtly to stir the pot. So I don't have time for that politics shit. So sorry, De Niro, you're getting whacked.
Oh,
Ray Liotta, now he just sounds like he would be a blast. Just like do a lot of blows, smoke a lot of cigarettes, take some Chantix, and have a great time. You know. So I just want to have one night with him.
wasn't this Chantix fuck with the smoking cigarettes part?
Does those commercials? Hi, I'm Ray Liotta, and I like Chantix.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I'll just take him for a rendezvous. So I'll just sack Liotta, and yeah, even though Al Pacino did Jack and Jill, I'm gonna have to marry him. You know.
There you go, Mac and the Don himself.
A little Carlitos Way, a little Scarface the bad guy, you know. So there we go.
All right, Don.
Okay, let's see. I would Mac Pacino because I think he'd probably get the most out of it.
He couldn't handle your shit.
I would whack De Niro because he's made so much shit lately I can't even take his Godfather character seriously anymore. And I would sack Liotta because I want to give him validation for quitting smoking.
There you go. All right, I guess I'll go next. I would marry Ray Liotta because of those eyes, man. He's got dreamy eyes. Dude's all right.
Dreamweaver.
Yeah. I would sack Pacino because hoo-ha, that guy's fucking crazy in bed. And in agree with both of you, I would also whack De Niro, and also because of his stupid politics. Tanya.
Wow, I'm gonna sound really boring. I would Mac Pacino just because I could listen to him talk all day with his little rants and his yelling and all that stuff, and he'd make me laugh. I've been in love with Ray Liotta from Goodfellas. That's the picture I have in my head, so I would sack him. And yeah, I'd whack Robert De Niro for this politics bullshit.
Hey, it's fucking unanimous. We'd all whack De Niro.
We all whacked De Niro. De Niro fell off.
Make your fucking movies. I don't want to hear your fucking politics.
All right.
That shit. Start a fucking band with a bunch of other actors or something.
That's right.
Now, next one. Ready, guys?
Yeah.
Sure.
We're going to start with Tanya this time.
Oh, boy.
We got Ronald McDonald, Burger King, and the Colonel.
Jeez, this is tough.
That's what she said.
She ain't chewing it right then.
God. I don't know who I want to whack. They're all good candidates.
Who do you want to whack off?
The Burger King.
Yeah.
I'll whack him just because he's freaky in his commercials.
It could be any Burger King. Remember the Magic Burger King in the 80s? It could be him too.
Jeez. No, the first two. Gonna have to marry the Colonel because I like his chicken.
There you go.
And
so you're obviously sacking Ronald McDonald.
no, I'm sacking the Burger King.
Oh, sacking. I think you said whack. I'm sorry.
Probably did, but I meant sack.
All right.
He'd be freaky in bed.
Gotcha.
And Ronald McDonald, because he just looks like a pedophile. I'd whack him. He just looks like a creepy pedophile.
All right, Don.
See, I would Mac the Colonel.
Why?
Just because I want just because I want to know what's in that damn recipe.
That's a good
They
answer.
got chicken and
What are
waffles.
He's
What are
gonna
those
wine him,
fucking?
dine him,
What?
give him the old Donnie Brajol, and steal the recipe.
And I like their,
What are
their mac and cheese and their coleslaw.
I know. I mean, what are those fucking herbs and spices that they use? God, drive me nuts.
It's ganja.
Yeah, man.
I would Mac the Burger King.
Wait, you just
Because
Mac
I-
the Colonel.
Oh, sorry. I would sack the Burger King
All right.
because I love their burgers.
Okay.
And I would whack Ronald McDonald because I grew out of McDonald's years ago.
All right. All right, Joey, what you got?
Ronald McDonald is definitely getting whacked. That creepy ass motherfucker hiding in bushes and shit, touching little boys. Castrate that motherfucker. All right?
He's a pedophile.
He's a pedophile, all right. Fucking, that's why you don't see the Hamburglar no more. You fucking sodomized him.
Or Grimace.
Grimace.
Grimace wants too
Fucking
much.
used him as a butt plug. And it was a wrap.
Mm.
And that little birdie chick, forget about it.
Mary McCheese.
So yeah, Ronald's getting whacked. I'm gonna sack Burger King because that dude is wild, bro. Have you ever seen his commercials?
Yes.
One night is all I need with that dude. And I am gonna most certainly Mac the Colonel Rotisserie because that dude is on his way out and probably has a really good pension plan. So we'll marry his old ass.
But he's replaced by different people like Norm Macdonald and RoboCop. Every time he dies. Anyway,
Oh, I love the Norm Macdonald version.
anyway
Before we go into court to fight over the dividends of the Chateau.
I am going to sack the Colonel because I'm gonna make that old dude die. I am gonna
fuck him to death.
yeah. I'm gonna steal this 11 herbs and spices. I'm gonna Mac Ronald McDonald because I fucking love McDonald's. I'm gonna whack Burger King because fuck their burgers and food. They suck.
Plus, they screw us over every
Time
we
I go there. All right,
I should've said
I
that.
promised 3 guys, but I have one more. I got a 4th because I don't like the number 3. I like 4.
I like 3.
I'm OCD.
All right.
Last
Your
one,
favorite
guys.
number.
We'll start off with Joey. We got Netflix, Hulu, and HBO.
Ooh. Well, HBO is a channel that I no longer watch, but its back catalog is pretty nice. So I would sack HBO just to watch what I need here and there, bing, bang, boom, you know?
Mhm.
Now, between Hulu and Netflix, you're getting whacked because you produce way too much content that sucks balls. There's such an abundance of original programming out there. You spend more time trying to figure out what to watch than actually watching something. So Netflix, you're whacked. And Hulu, I'm gonna marry because you get a nice abundance of television programs and film.
Hmm.
Get the best of both worlds at Hulu.
Nice, Don.
I would whack HBO because there's nothing there I want to watch. I would Mac Netflix because there's a lot of stuff on there that I just want. I'm with Joey. A lot of their stuff isn't that good because they tend to have more of the high scale stuff, but I think just because there's so much there, I think I can just get a few little Macs here and there and they won't worry about it too much. You know, one or two for the day and you'll move on and they'll forget about you and I can live with that. And I would sack Hulu because I haven't watched them all that often and I feel guilty. I still have the app on my Kindle.
Nice. Tanya.
I would.
Well, wait, that means it's protected sex with Hulu.
Well, yeah, I want to
With the
have
wrap
more
on
time. I know. I want to have more time with them. I want to spend more time.
There you go.
I've only watched like two or three shows on there, so I want to have more time.
Now, Tanya.
Going to Mac, HBO, because Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's over, but I haven't finished it yet, so nobody tell me anything. I'm going to.
It has dragons in it.
I know that.
I'm giving you a spoiler.
Season. No, I already know that because it's just the last season I haven't seen.
And there's a bunch of incest too. Don't forget about that.
Well, I knew that too. That's first.
I know. I'm just giving you all the stuff I know about Game of Thrones. I know. I'm just. Well, I don't know about that. I just know that there's dragons and incest, and that's it.
I'm gonna.
That's my game.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Oh, never mind. I'm gonna sack Hulu because it's, I guess, for the same reason. I haven't really seen much on Hulu, and I like to see more what they have. And Netflix pisses me off sometimes when they cancel shit that I really love. So fuck them. I'm whacking them.
Hey. My turn.
Yeah.
Holy crap. One of us is in the same boat. I also, I grew up with HBO, man. That was my channel growing up. I've lived with them. I love with them. They had Game of Thrones. Yeah, HBO is my Mac. My sack is Hulu. I'm dabbling in Hulu. I'll get on there. I'll watch Community, or I'll watch Castle Rock.
Yeah.
They have good content. But agreed, I would have to whack fucking Netflix because they bring on like a whole show and then take it off a month later, or a movie. And I'm like, God damn it, I wanted to watch that. And they keep adding more content that sucks, but they had some good ones too. Like Joel McHale's show was good, but
they canceled that.
Yeah. And
Stranger
they canceled the cannibal one with the girl from ET.
Oh,
what's it called?
Clara Rita Diet.
The Clara, yeah, whatever, Diet.
Yeah, something like that.
Ugh. So now I can't watch them on there. So yeah, Netflix is getting whacked. In fact, I whacked it a few months ago.
Oh, Santa Clarita.
Santa Clarita Diet, right?
Yeah.
So yes, that brings us to a close of Mac Sacker Whack. What do you guys think? You want to hear more of this shit? Tell us in the comments. And if you want to give me some really good ideas for upcoming episodes, DM me, guys.
Oh,
yeah. In general, give us more content and more feedback on our posts because it was fun to actually read the fact that we had some for once.
Yeah.
Oh, and let's not forget a new listener now who liked the Us episode, was posting it everywhere on like Legion podcasts and joined our group. Good guy.
Dan Bone.
Dan Bone, yes.
Yes.
Dan Bone, Dan Bone, Dan Bone.
Yeah.
I thought
And,
you forgot his name because you took a long pause. So I
did? Oh, no.
Yeah. And yeah, definitely go ahead and check out his show too, the podcast on Haunted Hill.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
One, I'm a
Sweet.
sucker for shows that use puns as their titles. So one, you got a great show already. Two, you've got a great lineup, and there's some outstanding shows on your back catalog. So definitely check those guys out. They're really good.
Yep. Now we're fans.
Well, I was a fan already, but
And before we head to break, a couple comments in the chat room that I just saw and was able to pull up. From the beginning, we got a yo from the No More Room in Hell podcast. And what up, my dudes? Why is Joey talking with his hands? Because he's a guinea bastard. That's why. Lacey Lulu says, the life force has been taken out of Don's sleeves. Yes. Always.
There was never any.
Joey just got off his shift at the Bada Bing. Yes, I did.
Dancing on that pole.
Here we go. Something with an actual substance. A film should not be handcuffed by the parameters of the book. The first job of the movie is to be good. If it achieved that, the rest is gravy. Evil Mike.
That's a good point, but there are exceptions where if the guy who writes the book specifically says this character is this or does this or looks like this, they should adhere to that because it's a rule. Like J.K. Rowling said that what's her name, Hermione, was a white girl with whatever hair, and so they made other versions of it, and people were mad, and justifiably, with the stage play. And or what about the gunslinger, the Dark Tower? They made him Idris Elba, and
You always go.
Oh, what about Doctor Who?
Oh, don't get me started. Can't even watch that season.
You can't fault the creators of Doctor Who because there's been canon and there's been other writers who say they could do this and then go against it, and so it's sci-fi.
And then
Who
there's
cares?
the Doctor Who cannot act.
Oh, which one?
This last season.
I know, I'm joking.
I know.
And what about the movies about Doctor Who starring Peter Cushing?
Don, look how pissed they got when I mentioned Doctor Who.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Me too.
Peter Cushing said, "Hi, my name is Doctor Who." I'm like, oh, no. Anyway.
And for the record, we got to set this straight. JP says he has listened to a handful of episodes.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
And he likes Whack, Sack, and Mac, and I should do voice acting. You are not the first person to tell me that. This Sunday, in the shadow of the Outer Bridge Crossing,
This Sunday,
one man,
Bridge Crossing,
one woman will be brought together in the union of marriage.
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 Might be the guy does the movies.
Oh, the movie voice
movie
guy.
trailer. Yeah.
This Friday, you'll be invited to a magical time with you and your family as you embark on Walt Disney's Dumbo.
Do Toy Story 4. What happens when two toys who sound like sexual
Can't even say
when
it.
a Woody and a Buzz get together and find their way into Andy's mom's top drawer?
That's great. Oh, shit. And on that note,
To infinity and beyond.
That's what she said.
it's time to go to space and see what the life force is all about.
All right.
yeah. So let's take a little break, and we'll be right back with our film of the evening.
Life force.
You just said that. I didn't think it
I
was
know.
necessary.
All right.
Stop changing the
Yeah, no, I gotta-
names in the films.
Okay, quick
I
rip.
gotta pee.
5-minute break.
You're still on.
I'm still gonna bitch to myself about Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children movie because that pissed me off. There's nobody to talk to now. This is wonderful. Go sit here and drink my beer. There's nobody to talk to. Because everybody left me. Yep. Everybody left. Yep. Yep. Oh, and then the camera's off. Okay.
There it is.
Not the best idea we've ever had.
Do I ever had good ideas?
Oh shit! I need more beer. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I could have done that.
I got it.
I sat here and talked to the microphone all by myself because everybody was gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sure everybody else in the chat was too. If there's anybody left. Yep. Oh, did you change your picture?
No. Always been that.
No. I just never noticed.
Oh shit. There is one thing. Would you please take care of this?
Oh,
I forgot.
Plug my ears.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Empty the holy ashtray. You still there, Don?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm waiting for like a cupboard to open on Joey's kitchen there.
Oh, I know. I keep watching his TV, see if I see anything run by. Oh, I gotta put my ears back on. Hold on. Don't die.
You do.
I'll do. That's the left one. That one goes
There
there.
he is.
Keep watching for ghosts in the TV, Joe.
Oh, excuse me.
Escúchame.
Escúchame.
Oh, hello.
Hey, yo.
Screen.
That was a long antipasto.
Yeah.
A long but a good one, because I don't know how long this one's going to go, but we'll
Hold on,
see.
my cigarette went out while I was peeing.
Oh, family on. Okay. Ooh, yeah.
Your eyes got big there,
Oh.
Joe.
I almost forgot. Hold on. I went to the bathroom instead. I almost forgot the episode description.
Oh,
He said he forgot to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. No, I already went. I'm just saying that made me forget the fact that I had to put the episode description in the chat.
Sweet.
It's easy. 2 words. Space vampires.
bingo.
Tits and explosions. And
Oh, and
zombies.
I was gonna say, Bill, you actually stole your quote of the episode was the line I used to open the plot description.
Oh,
I've
really?
been in space for 6 months, and she looks perfect to me.
That was the quote.
That's the
Had
one I
to.
used.
I have complaints.
That's right.
Yeah. No.
There's no penis in this film.
I thought there was for some reason.
Oh, wait. Save it. Let's go. All right. Kick it off with Tanya.
Oh yeah, and don't forget. No, before we begin, Joe, we also have to mention the discrepancy between the running times.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I actually found out about that. So if you want to bring that up, just let
Yep.
you know about that.
I will
All right.
definitely bring it up.
Okay, just as a little reminder. So everybody ready?
Yep.
All right. And we are back. Our film for the evening, 1985's Lifeforce.
Guess who's Bizak? It's not being a seagull or hoe. It's the horror mafia ready to go. Yeah, all right, here we go. Off the DB. 1985. It was a hot as balls day in 1985 when Bill, young teenage Bill, fondled himself in the movie theater too. Lifeforce.
That's pretty accurate, actually.
He said he saw her 8 times.
I think the guy who wrote that was the guy who was to my right.
Okay, ready? A race of space vampires arrives in London and infects the populace, being an apocalyptic descent into chaos. Beginning. Whoops. Directed by Mr. Toby Hooper. Written by...
Oh
What? What did I do? I broke...
no! I just yelled out Tobe instead of Toby.
Oh.
Oh, I did went, oh!
I did too.
He suddenly dies.
No, I just-
Oh!
Till...
No, I was just calling out Tobe.
Oh, Mother Hubbard.
Tobe.
Toby. This was written by Dan O'Bannon and many other people, and based off of Colin Wilson's novel, The Space Vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Stars a plethora of folks: Steve Railsback, Peter Firth, Frank Finley, and a young but bald and gray Patrick Stewart.
Not totally bald, though.
Mostly bald.
Yeah.
Yeah, bald
He
and
still
gray.
had a runway. He had a runway on.
He had what I would have if I let my hair grow. You know, the side
yeah.
pointer.
Yeah, the runway.
The Friar Tuck.
That's what my dad has.
So be or not to be, Friar Tuck. Okay, so Lifeforce, 1985. We picked this randomly just for the show because Bill's seen it 8 times in the movie theater. So why don't you kick it off, Bill?
Yeah, I did. Saw it opening night in New York, and I recall there was a contest going on in my movie theater, which,
Who
believe
could
it or
last
not,
longest without having a boner?
right? I don't know what part of the year it came out, so I could have been 15, I could have been 16, so depending on when it was. But I do remember specifics about the contest they had in the theater. Was some, I guess, a Western movie coming out. So they had a quick draw contest, and they'd give people who wanted to play a holster and a gun, and you go against another movie theater patron, and they go 1, 2, 3, draw, and whoever's the first one wins, and you win a pair of movie tickets. So guess who won 7 times in a row?
They let you?
Yeah, and I was pretty good. You had to actually cock it. Like, remember, like the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, where you actually had to pull the gun out and then like whip back the hammer and shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to do it that way. And yeah, I somehow won 7 times in a row. I almost won the grand thing, but I lost.
And you
After
7
that.
dead patrons. No, I'm just kidding.
So eventually I said, I took friends. I'm like, hey, who wants to go see this movie? It's the best movie I saw all summer or year or whatever time it came out. So yeah, 8 times in the theater, man. And every time Matilda May was my then crush. True story. Wow, crickets.
I knew
Wow.
this.
Just waiting on more.
So what'd you think of the movie?
Yeah,
thought
that's
Dude, seeing this, I saw Toby Hooper had a new movie after Poltergeist. I was like blown away by the effects back then. Now, the blue screen's very noticeable, but still a lot stood out. The song, I fucking love that song by I don't know, a guy who did the music for what Friday the 13th, Harry Mancini. Uh, Loved that. Loved everything about this movie. It had everything I wanted. It had zombies. It had vampires. It had full frontal nudity. It had freaking everything I wanted in a movie in one. So I loved it back then. That's what I got.
Now,
We'll find out later.
all right, I guess so.
all right, Joe.
Crickets?
Crickety, crickety, crackerson. Crickety, 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 crackerson.
When's the first time you saw this, Joe? Don't say this week.
So I thought I saw this movie, but I don't think I saw this movie.
All right.
I feel like I might have put it on once I fell asleep. But ultimately, I fell asleep twice on this movie this time. and it's not because of the movie. It's because I'm just a tired guy. That's what it really comes down to here. It's not, but,
It's not a fast burn.
No, it's not. I wanted to make note that the movie does have several cuts. The one that we all watched was the hour and 56-minute cut. That is the cut that was released after the first cut, which was an hour and 40 minutes. They cut out about 15 minutes worth of the film.
Right. The 140 cut that most people will have as VHS is the US distribution cut. Yeah, the 156 one, that is the theatrical cut.
Oh, whoa, let me get this straight. So the one I saw in the theater 8 times is the one that was the longer one?
No, it's the international cut.
Okay, you said theatrical.
That's the one. No, that's the 140 cut. That's the US theatrical cut.
All right.
The 156 is the international cut.
All right.
And then there's a director's cut that runs 2 hours and 10 minutes.
So that's what I was wondering, if they released and that was actually Toby's first cut of the movie.
Right, that's the 210. That's
Yeah,
that's the director's
Hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know what else consisted on that one, but ultimately it seems like from the hour and 41-minute version, they cut out an hour and 40-minute version. They cut out a lot of the stuff in the Churchill's, which is the spaceship that they were in. Yeah, so ultimately, like I said earlier, I watched this film and I was like, oh snap, wait a minute. I did not see this movie here. I don't really remember it. I feel like I remember renting it. Maybe I just remember seeing it in the store.
The big eyeball.
Yeah.
All right.
But ultimately, I thought the film was not bad. I was expecting something different, more space action, where a lot of the film takes place on Earth. So
Okay.
I wasn't let down. It's not like, oh man, this movie sucked, but it has its pros and cons, and I'll go more into details soon.
Mm-hmm. What's that buzzing?
My phone.
Oh. All right, who's up next, Joe?
I don't know. Don, who's up next?
All right, I'll go. I think this is actually the second time I've seen the 156-minute one. I used to, like Joey, I used to own the 140 cut on VHS, which is where I first saw it. And I do agree with Joe. I think there are pros and cons. I found a little more cons than I thought there would be this time around, which is kind of surprising because I always thought this one was, you know, really good. And I always said it was my second favorite Hooper film after TCM2, which was kind of odd.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was kind of surprised at that. Not that there's a whole lot really wrong with the film. It's not like there's a dramatic lowering of my thoughts, but I was just surprised that it did drop, specifically watching the 156 one compared to the 141. I don't have the VHS anymore, so I can't compare the two. But I was surprised because I do remember the first time watching the 156 one, and I really loved it when I first saw it. And now the second time watching that version, I was kind of shocked at how much I found fault with it.
All right.
And T, round us up.
I have a complaint. Where's the penis? I get to look at tits for almost 2 hours in Harry Bush, but no penis.
Not Harry.
Well,
she was gonna.
I don't know. I really wasn't looking.
Although the strawberry blonde girl was kind of bushy, but
I really wasn't looking. I'll take your word for it.
the girl in the park.
I know who she was. First time watch. All I knew going into this was space vampires. That's it. That's all I knew.
They ruined that in the beginning. It's based on space vampires.
I know.
So everyone's like, "Oh man, they gave it away."
I was thinking that. I was like, they shouldn't have said anything. Like, it should not have been an open.
It should have been at the end.
Right at the end, based on space vampires.
I was like, oh, okay, space vampires. Didn't you know that was a book?
Sorry, T. I was just saying. I thought that I got this movie, I think, confused with Trancers.
Oh wow, man!
Yeah,
like there's an upcoming show right there.
Oh,
all 6
franchise retrospective.
Oh, and part what is it? Dollman versus no. I'm joking.
Dollman versus the evil toys, demonic toys.
Yeah, but this Dollman's not Jack Death, so. Anyway,
so besides the penis, or rather the lack of dong,
I just got that.
What were your other thoughts about it?
I rather enjoyed it. I like the zombie whole aspect towards the end there, and I thought it was a little cheesy with the Carlson. Carlson. I thought that was kind of cheesy. And I don't know. I don't know why it had to be a romance. Romance? They called it a romance on IMDb. And I'm still trying to figure out if that's qualified as a romance.
No, not a romance film.
From the little bit of research that I did in the novel, that whole him having a connection with her and all that stuff, it's not in there. They added it into the film, which makes sense because again, when doing research into the film, Hooper signed a 3-year deal with Canon Films to make 3 movies with him. So this was the first one, and it had a pretty big budget for a Canon film, $25 million, right?
God, please don't tell me the Mangler's in there.
No, they were notorious for making.
I know who Canon is. I'm saying, please tell me the Mangler wasn't one of them.
No, I'm not talking about.
It was this one, Invaders from Mars, and TCM2.
TCM2.
Oh, okay, those are all good. It's cool.
Yeah, no, the. See, I forgot the fuck I was gonna say.
Said he had a 3-year deal with Canon.
Yeah, but why was the point that what was I trying?
Romance. So he took
yes. So they were trying to make this like a fucking summer blockbuster film. Came out in June. I think it actually came out on summer, June 21st.
Oh, so I was 15 then.
They tried to make this think about Star Wars. Almost a decade before. So they were trying to make a summer blockbuster, which was the exact opposite of what Canon Films was all about. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, the
Blockbuster and Canon put
as
together.
far as the blockbuster
weird.
film goes, I don't think so. But
Hmm.
an interesting take on the vampire genre for sure. I give that credit. Definitely, I definitely think the 140 might. You know what? I don't think the 140 would be that much better because I think a lot of the parts that should be cut out would be in the middle of the film rather than the beginning.
Actually, I was going to give this away later,
No.
but from what I saw the theatrical only 8 times, and I could not discern what was cut except for one scene. It was on Earth, and I'll tell mine later. But I really couldn't tell.
Yeah. From what I've read, a lot of it is interstitial cuts. Actually, a lot of it is like basic reactions or like continuing a discussion past the point that it should have ended. Like the conversation carries on for 2
Right.
or 3 more lines.
Like our show.
That is the right. Yeah. Okay. Here. Okay. So a lot of it is like stuff like describing the mission, the just voiceover describing the Churchill's mission, the conversation with the radar technician about the object in the comet and how long it is.
That's what
Um,
she said.
150
but I'm saying is
miles
that
long.
And she went, whoo, I can't take all that.
yeah, but
And that's why she has a blue waffle.
Yep.
Oh boy.
You see the tip of that thing? A wreck you.
It's an umbrella.
Right?
Sorry, Doc.
but yeah, no, I'm just saying is that I'm not going to read everything here because it's way too long. That's what she said. But I mean, yeah, a lot of it is like scenes cut from there's an actual thing on IMDb, scenes cut from the 101-minute version but in the 116-minute version, and it lists like an entire paragraph that's like you have to scroll like 2 or 3 times to get it all in.
Mhm.
Wow.
So
Mention that.
That's what she
yeah,
said.
there's well, here's the other big entrance is the original European version contains the full Henry Mancini score in place of the occasional Michael Kamen musical cues placed at the last minute for the U.S. prints.
Whoa. You said Michael Kamen.
Right.
I swear to God, in the beginning of the movie, I thought it said Michael Kamen. I stopped it and rewound it. Tan
Yeah.
is my witness.
Yeah.
It did not say Michael Kamen. And I
Right.
know who he is.
Yeah, but the one that's what I'm saying. This version is now available on video and runs 116 minutes. The original European version contains the full Henry Mancini score. That's who's credited on the
I see.
longer
So
version.
the older one had Michael Kamen in it? Wow.
No, the theatrical one, the 140 one.
The shorter one, right.
Yeah, the 140 version had Michael Kamen do like musical cues.
But how coincidental is that? I actually thought I saw his name in the credits in the beginning, but I was wrong. So weird.
Oh yeah, like I said, I don't have that version anymore. I did see that version when I was growing up. That was the version I had.
Well, I didn't have the VHS, sadly, so
Yeah, I did, and that's how I first saw it.
right.
So I can't comment on whether or not that credit was in there because I would have loved to have compared them.
Yeah, no, I thought I saw his name. I was like, wait, rewind that. It was someone else. It was Michael's something else that looked familiar, but I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah, so that was that was like there's like tons of other differences here. There's like 3 or 4 scrolls on IMDb where it'll tell you like the minute cuts that are made to each version. But yeah, that's the major difference between the two is that the score in the European version is the full Henry Mancini version.
Cool. I like the Mancini score, actually.
Yeah, I did too.
But yeah, a lot of cuts and differences, but I really didn't notice them.
Let's see. Let me see if I can
No,
try to.
please don't. No.
Well, he's
tell
not
you the
here.
life,
He can.
though.
No, I'm saying he's not here. I can do this just because.
You can
It's gonna
cut it
get
out.
cut out. Yeah. So I'm saying it's like the opening line of Carlson about what is 150 miles long. Astronauts going into the comet has remarks about Dare Bridge. about the state of the craft. The spacecraft opening up has bits and pieces removed. Dr. Bukowski being told by an RAF officer about the state of Churchill's orbit and it had not changed since leaving the comet. Bukowski and a NASA officer agreeing that the Columbia should be sent into space to investigate. Scenes with the Columbia rescue party trimmed in particular talk about fate of the crew and obtaining the videotapes. A whole scene is removed which introduces Philanda and the pathologist, which sets up Philanda's character. A cabinet minister discussing the crystal cases with Philanda, Bukowski, the pathologist, and the metallurgist. The minister is inquiring whether X-rays have been done and their results, blurred images. The metallurgist is very puzzled by the cases, plus comments about are the bodies being alive. After being shown the guard's body, Colonel Kane is interrogating Bukowski and Philanda about the space squirrel. Being told about the Churchill's escape pod being missing, the fire in the cases, Philanda's conversation with Kane about is there life after death is trimmed. So all of those are just like, part of the stuff that's cut out. That's in the 116. That's not in the 140.
Gotcha.
So like I said, it's just instrumental, like short little bits here and there.
Right. I mean, nothing
like
you would
extending.
notice.
Yeah, like extending conversations rather
Right.
than like major set pieces.
There's one thing I did notice in this that I did not ever see in the theatrical, so I'll get to it. It was my turn. Where'd Joey go?
I kept thinking Donnie was going to say Bukkake.
Bukkake.
And I'm like, oh, no, he's not saying that.
Come on, Joe. It's a work night.
Crickets. Yep.
Come back, dude.
5 minutes
I don't
to
know.
a minute.
You were in the chat. Did he say anything?
Said he'd be right back.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, that means he's dead.
Yep. Never say that.
Oh, shit. I forgot to mention that the Scream Season 3 with an all-black cast is coming out.
We can say it next time. It's not like
Yeah.
anybody pays attention to us for news.
It's only like 3 episodes, too. It's weird.
It's weird.
I really dug the first 2 seasons of the show, but
I haven't seen it.
this time Queen Latifah is in charge, so...
Well, no wonder it's an all-black cast.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I know. I do too.
It's not MTV this time. It's actually VH1, so...
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, there he is.
The other used to be
You're muted.
It's-
Joey's muted.
yeah,
There we
Thanks.
go.
Oh, Mingia.
What's up, bud?
What's up?
Nothing.
okay. So, yeah, no, I was just explaining. We tried to cover for you. I did a little spiel about what was cut, but the last thing that I said before you left was differences between the scores.
A
So,
little editing
if you want-
note.
yeah, okay. Last bit was
Of
yeah,
Lifeforce. Okay.
we were talking about the differences in the scores between the two versions. So that's where we left off. If you want to go from there.
Michael Kamen. And Don, you bring it up.
Okay. All right. So we'll go from here. All right. So other than the score, anybody else have anything else they want to bring out before we jump into spoilers?
I mean, one thing I wanted to mention was the special effects and what everybody thought about it, because Bill mentioned it a little bit. You know,
Well, for 85, I liked it. Now I look back, I'm like, oof, that is blue screen from hell.
Yeah.
But again, what'd they have in 85? Come
Not
on.
much.
Or actually, they filmed it in, 84? But
Yeah.
things
To
like
release
that-
it in June, yeah, they probably would have been like late 84.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't think it's horrible. You know,
no, I
No,
agree.
it's
It's
not
not horrible.
Yeah, it's watchable material,
Right.
but yeah,
But it,
no, I
stands out.
totally caught all that. There's like blurry lines to hell.
Yeah, and another part is when they're supposed to be weightless, and they're handing each other stuff. You can see like the item like drops into their hand.
Well, what about the guy that was on the ground?
Well, no, he had magnetic boots on.
Oh, he
so,
did?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
wait. And they said that they created a spaceship where.
No, right. No, there's a
Created
part she's talking about after.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The part where they're all floating around except for one guy standing on the ground who's
Yeah.
like looking at the.
I'm like, why is he not floating?
Right, because he had magnetic boots on. They probably had to share one pair.
Okay.
So I got that. But the fact that like they're floating, like weightless, and someone hands something to someone and it like drops into their hand as they do it.
Gravity.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Gravity strikes my breasts.
Oh,
Yes,
this
they do.
movie is by all means not a great movie at all. There's a lot of problems. For cons. All right, how come? Remember when she came down the stairs at the beginning of the movie when she was like,
Yeah, with the 3 security guards, one on top, 2 on the bottom. Yeah.
now, here's the thing. She came down the stairs where not the psychiatrist, whatever, the doctor guy with the white hair. He went up in an elevator, like 2-3 floors. She came down. They were on the same floor. So little things like that I caught. I was like, all right.
What about the security guard trying to give her a chip?
Potato chip.
Come here. Ooh, here, Poochie, have a chip. And she
I
can't.
would have been more like, here, babe, try this.
Yeah. Oh.
Zzz.
I'm just watching naked girl eat a chip, I guess.
I would have given her something else to chew on.
I mean, to counteract the con with a pro, to jump back, the special effects that were practical and the gore gags, they were pretty cool, especially that gunshot to the head.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I noticed something in this.
What did you notice?
Ever since I saw the original movie, I noticed that a lot of the effects in this film looked like 2 other things we've seen before from the same people. Like, remember the shit flying around, the wind, and the cartoons?
Yeah.
It looked like Poltergeist,
Yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm.
which is Toby Hooper.
Yeah.
Another thing is like we had like the zombie people on the table, the girl, and she's talking and moving around. Return Living Dead.
Yeah,
Daniel Bannon.
Yeah.
yeah, that
So,
totally wrong.
right. But it's not a bad
Yeah.
thing. It's just like I remember this from there, so I like it.
Yeah,
So,
it's more of the fact that the storyline has to include those scenes just because that's where it's going.
sure.
So yeah, no, I mean I totally caught the Return of the Living Dead scene, especially because they almost have like the same gaunt look to their face.
She looked the
Right.
same with the
Yeah.
hair, that half a girl.
Yeah.
And the eyes
Yeah,
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the eyes.
it showed. But
It has
again,
almost a cartoonish look to it, you know.
Right.
yeah, but not bad. It's like
No, not bad at
No,
all.
not
I
bad.
enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that.
And
I mean,
like
for
when
me,
the
I was
lumps start jumping out of that character's neck at the end. Don't want to give any spoilers, but like the lumps start bubbling on his face and everything, just looked great. You know, I was like, that looks great.
Oh, the bladder effects, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually more impressed with the sand effects when they crash into when
Yeah.
the
guy-
one guy is like
Headlong into the fucking bars.
yeah, and then like runs right at him and
Yeah.
just like crumbles into dirt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that. I was like,
great.
I was like, wow, that one looked. That I don't remember it being looking that good.
Oh, I do.
So
But I remember also thinking, oh, I got dead gay in my mouth and eyes.
You know what would have really boosted this movie up a lot for me?
Hmm.
If there was at least one character that I could latch onto as my main protagonist
Dude, that's
that
it.
I actually care about.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's where, like, I was trying to, I won't say tease a main character, but I was trying to incite different people who could be. So I'm going, oh, yeah, Steve Railsback from the X-Files. And then I'm going, oh, yeah, this one guy. Remember the American guy with the British people? The guy who looked like Richard Chamberlain. For anybody who
And then
gets that.
what did I say? He should be the main character.
Oh, no, and then the inspector. Remember the inspector? I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this guy. And that's
Yeah.
when you're like, oh, he should be the main character.
Yeah.
And I knew he was. So, yeah. It's cool. I like that because it keeps you guessing who could die.
Mhm.
So, question.
But I get you. You want someone to follow
Yes.
because of a storyline.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, Tanya. Go ahead.
I don't know if this is too early for this.
Spoilers not up yet.
Okay.
But then this movie's from 1985, so.
All right,
Yeah, but still,
let's throw them up.
I mean, if
I
you
just
want
had
to
it-
throw
You
them,
never saw it before this, right?
No, I never saw it before this. I thought I did. I'd seen the box several times.
Everyone
I thought I had
saw
seen
the
the
box,
film,
yeah.
but I had not. So my question is, they turned to zombies in the
Oh,
city?
save that for later. That's a good question.
Okay. I'll probably forget.
Yeah, that's a spoiler.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Yep.
Yeah. So what else before spoiler territory there? I mean,
The music is great. The effects are great.
can we finally address
The
What?
Can we finally address the elephant in the
Which
room?
one?
sure.
How hot is that girl? How hot is the girl?
Fuck yeah.
She does
Dude.
nothing for me.
Yeah, let's address that.
I need
I-
a T-shirt that
you know-
says "She does nothing for me" on it.
I had heard a rumor
I'm in the
that
same boat with you, T. She's hot, but as I'm watching the movie, it's not like I'm getting a chub or anything. Like,
oh man, I did.
doesn't-
When I first saw
it
this,
doesn't arouse me, I guess would be the word.
really.
She
All right.
knows me
Does-
either.
Movie.
But I actually heard a rumor when I first saw this. It proved to be false. That she was only 17 when she made this, and I'm thinking, how could she like go full frontal, short puss, short boobs, walking around naked the entire movie? No, she was 20. Just to
What
set the
state
record.
was it filmed in?
What's that?
What state was it filmed in?
What city? It was like London.
Sorry.
But yeah, she's French, by the way. Didn't
the
speak
South.
much English at the time. Now she does.
Yeah, I was actually surprised. I thought she was actually German.
Really? I thought she was
I mean,
American.
Matilda?
Nine.
No, I mean Matilda.
Oh, her name, yeah.
Well, I'm
Matilda
saying
May.
like Matilda. Yeah, just based on her name, because she's got like, because she also has like those really strong like facial features.
I thought she was
I always thought she
absolutely
was-
beautiful.
Oh, she's hot. Yeah, she's one of
In
my favorites.
'85, it was her and Linnea Quigley. They were like the perfect woman to me.
What about Farrah Fawcett?
That was '70s.
Okay.
But yeah,
Forget about
so
it.
forget about it. Ugh. So
I
I'm
think-
on Donnie's camp here. Joey's in Tanya's camp here.
I think the film, like, overall is one of them films that just doesn't hold up with time. Like when this came out in '85 with all the excessive nudity, the special effects, it was probably something, to be like, again, Bill saw it 8 times, right? I mean,
Yeah,
teenagers
And no,
love it. You
there
got
is not a
four
sign of
gags.
no, Joey. There is no fucking way in hell. I'm thinking that like Toby Hooper has a deal with Satan, because how the fuck did Poltergeist get a PG rating with the guy peeling his face off, and how did Lifeforce get an R with all that nudity? Really? Not that I'm against it, but Jesus Christ, dude. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Seriously, I've not seen this much nudity in a movie. And for some reason, I swear my brain said I saw a cock from those 2 male model guys that were there, the vampires.
They're too pretty.
So I'm telling Tanya, I'm like, oh, you'll see cock. Don't worry. Nope, not one.
I go, look, strategically placed glass.
Yeah, my brain said, no, you saw it. My id
Well,
is like,
maybe you
you
can-
don't want to see it.
Well, you could always make the argument that the giant spaceship that they come in looks like a giant dick.
With the
With an
umbrella,
umbrella.
head. Yeah. But no, I swear, for some reason, my brain said they were all naked and we see it all. But no, it was just her. But even so, an R with that much nudity and pussy, really? Come on now.
There's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot.
there's- An abundance, and I couldn't believe.
I was surprised.
Is like Toby Hooper married, or was he married to like the MPAA director or something? I don't know.
Quite possibly.
Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot of gore. I mean, there's
No, right,
like,
there's good gore, but
It's mostly nudity.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, you could probably have gotten away with it on like an appeal or something.
And
On the
it's
gore?
not done in, I mean, there's like 2 little sex scenes, but Most of the nudity is just her walking.
Yeah,
But still, you see full frontal. That's unheard of.
with her
It's
Madonna.
done
I
classy.
can see. Don't matter, man. She wasn't covered up with hair. She was almost bald. You don't see that in R-rated movies, man. Not in '85.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where you can see
Well, you figure
vaginal
you.
lips, you know?
Here's the other thing.
I'm sorry, Don. It was a theatrical release, correct?
Yes, I saw it in the theater.
Oh, duh.
Well, I'm saying here's the other thing too. You look at 1985, Friday 5. How much nudity they got through in that one?
A lot of boobs.
Yeah, but I'm saying is that there's still a whole bunch of nudity in there. Maybe they were just not worrying about that aspect. They were censoring more for violence. So maybe
My hypothesis on this, I was going to say theory, but that's not correct. My hypothesis is that Toby Hooper still had some connections with Steven Spielberg from Poltergeist.
I can see that. I mean,
And let him get away with it.
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't even remember much cursing actually either. So it's not like there were a lot of elements that would have been there to strike it down.
Well, to be honest, America had more of a problem with nudity than they did with violence back in '85.
Poltergeist was more scary to me as a kid.
Oh,
This
yeah.
film would have
Yeah, it
been.
was terrifying. Had more gore. No, not more, but had really good gore and PG.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That was 82.
Yeah, I was surprised that was a PG.
So that's why I'm hypothesizing that like his connections with Spielberg had an influence on the MPAA. I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah. So, any last calls before we drop the spoilers?
Yeah, let's throw some spoilers up.
I'll hold up her boobs. You can hold up the spoilers.
You'll have to hold him up now.
I don't know what she looks like now. I'd love to see Matilda May now.
I actually checked her IMDb out. She looks like a cougar.
Like a what? A Googan?
No, she looks like a cougar. I'd give her a go.
Oh, a cougar. They said a cougar. Like cougar?
No, a cougar.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm assuming her profile picture is current because she's aged.
Well, she's 5 years older than me, so that makes her about 55. Holy shit. Yeah, she looks great.
Yeah.
She looks better than...
That's what I'm saying. She's aged, but I mean, it looks current.
Yeah. She looks better than the girl who played Stretch in part 2. Sorry.
All right, so with that out of the way, what do we have spoiler discussion?
Spoilers. I have one thing to say I've noticed this time I've never noticed before. The very opening of the film, guys. Did you listen carefully at the narrator? I had to stop the movie and beg Tanya to look it up.
You didn't have to beg that hard.
No, I just said, hey, Tanya, do me a favor. Look it up. Get this. John LaRoquette narrated the movie in the beginning, as he did the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Nice.
Seriously?
Yep.
Yep. I was
Looked
like,
it
wait,
up.
stop the movie.
If you go to the very end of the cast of IMDb, there he is as the narrator.
Sure enough, there he is.
Interesting.
So I want to bring that out first.
All right.
And I can confirm that he's right there.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's like,
So,
is
wow.
that you, John LaRoquette? And I'm like, that sure sounds like him.
Yeah, and the 8 times I saw it in the theater, I had no idea. But
I had no
caught it.
idea. Wow.
Thought that was cool.
Let me see. Pull up my notes here. All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So
For me,
go.
okay, for me, I think my biggest issue is I think it's the tempo to this thing is completely out of whack. And maybe it's the 156. Maybe, it's not an issue in the 140, but God, this thing drags. And it's basically all of the scientific mumbo jumbo with them discovering her plan to get them out of London to launch the attack on the city. I think it's all of the scenes with them tracking down the nurse to the asylum and running out into the English countryside trying to find out who this strange girl is that he's got this connection to. To me, I think this part of the film just drags on unbearably, and it's just, I think that's part of the problem with your narcolepsy is caused from Joe, is this section of the film is really boring.
Yeah, it's probably that along with my excessive exhaustion, the amount of pot I smoke, and the food I eat. But yeah, the movie definitely didn't help in the matter.
See, I disagree there. I thought that actually was more British thing, like a American/British production.
And that, you know, that's it. That's a big thing that I've noticed with a lot of these British films. I mean, you know, what's the haunted house movie?
Which one?
Haunting.
No,
Legend of Hell House.
Legend of Hell House. Like, I was expecting an amazing movie. I thought it was dry and boring as shit. You know, and I think a lot of that is the British filmmaking. You know, the way it's done. It's done slow. It's done dry.
Which one? The original Shirley Jackson adaptation, or is there a newer one?
The 73 version with Roddy McDowall.
Yes, I love that one. Go ahead.
I think didn't we do a show on that?
No, not on Mafia.
Or maybe it was Slice and Dice then.
Mm-hmm.
See, I thought that got to the spaceship way too fast.
Yeah, in fact, Tanya was asking me, she goes, is the whole movie in space? And I'm like, no, no.
Oh, they got there so fast. I was like, okay, we're here already?
Just like a rocket, just shot off, no problem.
Yeah, but no, I like that. Like, we get to meet these people and the crew, and then they all die. I thought that was cool.
I just thought they got to the spaceship in the comic too fast.
Well, again, that was to lead into what's coming next.
Oh, yeah, I understand that. I just thought they got there too fast.
Okay.
I wanted a little something.
You want to see them, like, do their thing and interact and then go to space? Or...
Yeah, before they all die.
That would have been more friggin' minutes that people would have hated.
Yeah, I know, but and
more characters that don't mean shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I thought they got there a little too fast.
Yeah, no, I mean, especially seeing as how you realize only one of these guys is supposed to be alive anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, why is there all these scenes with all these extra astronauts that you're wiping out at the 30-minute mark? Yeah, no, I'm with Tanya on this one. I'm basing this just on 156 because I do not remember 140. And again, it's, with a pacing film like this and knowing all the differences, I wonder if this would be more noticeable in the shorter version.
No.
Because, I mean, a lot of these would be like minute here, minute there, 20 seconds here, 30 seconds there. This remark is cut out, this remark is cut out, this remark is cut out, and then it's just, it flows better.
Right. I really had no idea. Didn't notice any difference. So.
I mean, yeah, I would love to revisit these again just to compare them. But I imagine just based on, like minute here, minute there, this remark cut out. Because there's like a whole laundry list of stuff. Like I said earlier, there's, like a whole like thing you can scroll on that'll tell you which scenes are cut out of the longer one that's in the longer version that's not in the shorter one. So I wonder if that would compress the pacing a little more.
I didn't think so. Yeah.
I just had a problem with the beginning and getting there too fast. The rest of it I didn't have a problem with.
Oh, did you guys notice the the actor who played, I don't know what the hell he played, but it was Mr. Deltoid from Clockwork Orange. Remember the guy who said yes,
the shorter guy.
Alex? The short guy.
Oh, Sir Percy.
I don't know, but he was like, yes, sir.
He's the one who got his neck broken when...
Yes,
yes. Yeah. You got some ashy, schmutty...
No, it was during the room spinning around.
In the room, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But, yeah, anyway, yeah, the guy from Clockwork Orange. Hey, shout out. He passed away a few years ago, actually. Anyway,
Okay, I have my. Can I bring my zombie question up now?
yes.
Okay, before I forget. Okay. So, do they turn into zombies because their life force is taken from them?
Hmm.
I think they were just hungry vampires.
It's a good question. I really don't know.
No, this is one of my other big things. I'm with you, T. If your life force is drained away, how do you still have control? How are you still functioning for that 2 hour incubation period?
Well, because they're in London and there's millions of people
Well,
there,
yeah, but
and they can suck some life out of people,
Yeah,
but still be hungry.
yeah, but they should be all sunken in and stuff, and they didn't appear to be.
Right, they look like
Yeah.
zombies.
Yeah, they look like zombies.
I don't know.
Versus where the other ones we saw earlier in the film were all shrunken up and
Right,
dead
shriveled.
for 2 hours, and then
Right.
they came back to life.
Right, I don't know.
As like Skeletor.
But you know what? 15-year-old Bill didn't give a fuck.
I
There's zombies in
know.
this goddamn movie now.
No, I enjoyed the zombies. I just understand why they didn't look more sunken in like the rest of them did in the beginning of the
Right,
film.
I agreed.
You know,
Didn't care.
they take a lot of rules. You know, they take the rules from old vampire lore, then they try to take science fiction rules and the rules of electricity and whatever physics, I guess, right? And they try to create their own rules here for the film, which is fine, but it just becomes a clusterfuck of rule after rule, and it just unravels, and it's not clicking too much. You know, it gets a little too complex while trying to like figure out the quote unquote logic behind it all.
Well,
Where, like Bill said, little Bill didn't give a shit. He just wanted
Right.
fucking boobies and gore.
Yep. And by the way, speaking of which, how about that hand scene on the fucking helicopter? With his arm
Yes, I was going to
reaching and his
mention that.
hand peels off.
Yeah,
Oh, I love that.
but there shouldn't have been really any bloody flesh there because they're
Right,
supposed
but
to
again,
be
they're
ashes.
zombies or something on Earth. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe they're ghouls. You know how like vampires can bite you almost all the way and make you a ghoul? I don't know.
the life force was halfway gone.
Don't
No,
care.
I think that's an important part of it because I think it's paralleling like one of the major themes here and is life after death and the soul, right? And it's funny because we talked about the soul last week with us and everything.
Yeah, in fact, he's right now. You hit it on the head, Joey. When you said the life after death part, that fucking doctor who said he figured out life after death.
Yeah.
So, right, and some people stay normal.
Right.
Ooh,
Well, because that blue light, was it because the blue light went over you, you turned, or was that all the life forces just
that was
going?
the souls going.
That
up.
was the blue light is the collected life force traveling up to the spaceship.
That's
because
what
the
I
spaceship
thought, but I
is
just
organic
wanted to
and it
make
ate
sure.
the-
Yeah.
fuel.
She was just the catalyst.
Right. But
Yeah.
and what about the needed iron right below the heart to pierce, not the heart, right below, like 2 inches. That was cool.
Well,
Yeah, but at the end, doesn't he stab the girl through the stomach?
Yeah.
well, that's one of the chakras and like energy. You know, think about like, you know, Eastern philosophies and religions, right? Like that inner energy, right, is a major, major part of, I think, what the message is behind the film, and that the life is getting sucked out of us from various outside sources. Right? You know, like there's the 7 chakras, right? The one right here in the middle of you, right 2 inches under your heart. You know, that's one of the chakras. So, you know, I mean, were they conscious of that? I'm not sure. I don't know, but it's nice to deviate a little bit from the vampire lore while also keeping to some lore of the Eastern philosophies here,
Right.
right?
How we got to vampires. Right.
Right.
Because
Well,
I
you
think
can.
Mhm.
No, I'm saying you can forgive them a little bit because they're from space. So it's not like they're going to be completely reliant on Earthbound folklore.
He said they'd been here before, and that's where vampires came from.
Right.
No, they said they assumed. They never said that they actually were.
I disagree. I thought he said he was, but whatever. Either
Whatever.
way, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that.
You know, think about it like this, right? You have the classic trope of, invaders coming here, and my favorite scene in a movie when they go into the woman's apartment and start throwing her around.
No, just the one guy does. The
Yeah,
other guy's
you want to get out of here before I get crazy on her.
He's like, oh god.
That's a very important scene because it has to do a lot with the themes that are filmed. Because who's on the wall? Mr. David Bowie.
Oh yeah.
Ziggy Stardust.
Yep.
Yep.
But without the spiders from Mars. But yeah.
Right? The spiders from the spiders from Mars, again, an extension to outer space, right? An extension to life outside of Earth. But even more importantly, what's behind the bedboard? Did anybody see?
I did. The words was it, if you're a friend, you'll stay overnight? Something like that?
It was underneath the words. It was a blocked off poster
Oh.
of the Martian Chronicles.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, I
Wow.
did not notice that.
Right? And again, more allusions to outsiders coming in and trying to take over humanity, right? Again, 1985, very,
No, the Martian Chronicles, we went there. We were the outsiders. They tried to take over. Anyway.
That's right. But ultimately, right, you're who you are, right? And battling the duality inside of you, being taken over by outside synapses influencing who you are and your actions, right?
Dude, yes.
Your whole aura, your energy. I mean, this is a whole ideals behind
Joey
this.
hits it again, dude.
I mean, these are the things that I think are fascinating about the film, but again, that's not gonna make a great movie, where Don couldn't give a shit about that.
Right. But Joey reminded me of something. Then it becomes the hidden, where she can go into different bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's a vampire girl in Picard.
And he kisses a boy.
Oh yeah, how about that fucking kiss?
I mean,
Yeah, supposedly that was Patrick Stewart's first on-screen kiss too.
Oh, yeah.
It was his idea too.
I think this has Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis is about a guy who wakes up as an insect, but I think Metamorphosis here is a major theme, especially you have the David Bowie and the persona of Ziggy Stardust, right? As a possible Easter egg into that, But again, everybody, that scene where he's just like trying to get it out of her, all these people have this half about them, right? The alien side of them and the human side of them, right? But then a big part of it is the aliens are human because this guy is feeling emotions of love on a level that's unbelievable, So I mean, and again, trying to make sense of all that logically for plot reasons is fucking ridiculously complex and confusing.
What else? In the beginning of the movie, Joey, he said, "This place feels familiar, like I've been here before."
Well, she says you were meant to be this,
He was
Right.
chosen.
So he had visions already of being there on the spaceship.
But they
wouldn't
have to. They have to mate.
Well, what if he is already a vampire and didn't know it, but didn't have to feed off other people for 2 hours at a time? I don't know.
Well, but then wouldn't that have also been his psychic connection with her? Because they've established that they're already connected.
Right.
That's how. So he would just probably have residual memories of her previous experiences there.
Or
How
maybe
about-
he's half breed.
I was just gonna say that. What
Oh.
if he is a product of them
Right.
being there before?
Which would make sense. He could eat real food and be sustained, yet long for those people
right.
and know the spaceship.
Yeah.
Because there's like a hive mind.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was just some dude and she jumped into his body once and took off. So he remembers being there at the same time.
That could be it too.
He's like, what? And how come only the people who are, I don't want to say less of a person, but like people who are damaged are susceptible to this. Like the girl who was a masochist. She liked to be hurt and clawed in her back and all that. How come her? And how come Picard? Because he was crazy, because he was dealing with the crazy people. Like, there's always damaged goods that could be taken by these people.
Well, I think that's part of the whole. You never know what's going on in a person's head. You never really truly know a person. But then when he
How do you
touches
like
up,
that, by the way?
God,
He's like,
that was a
yeah, I
great
want the needle.
touch.
When he goes in and like stabs him in.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
I just wish that whole segment meant more in the context of the whole film. It just the way, I don't know if it was the way it was edited and directed, that it just felt out of place. It was cool, that whole segment. I liked it. It just felt out of place.
Was it too fast paced or?
Just what it is. The way things happen here are just too.
It hadn't earned it.
Yeah, it didn't earn it. It really didn't.
This
Yeah,
time,
It's like all of a sudden we're just going to this mental asylum now.
right? No, I agree. This time I felt it was like they tried to fit so much of a book into a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean
Yeah.
by the
So
beginning.
they had to jump around, and yeah, I agree.
Right.
It's like we have to get every trope of horror and sci-fi, and we got to get the mental institution in there. How are we going to get it in? Is it
Right.
even in the novel? Who knows? We don't know, but it might have been something they just added because it's one of the classic tropes.
I don't think he.
Well, you
I
figure-
think it was more like because we didn't have it chapter 1, chapter 2. It's like before movies were cut up, like Kill Bill 1 and 2. They wanted to get the whole movie in one shot, and it suffered because of that.
Yeah, they tried everything with the kitchen sink, and it was an epic fail.
Well, I wouldn't say an epic fail, but
I mean, as what they were trying to do to make it a summer blockbuster film and make money. Epic
oh sure,
fail. Yes.
again, not a perfect movie, not a great movie, but I see where you're coming from. Is a blockbuster? No way. For me, it was.
was a
Blockbuster in your
cockbuster.
pants. Yeah.
The Hobbit got 3 movies.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like you can't fit it all in one. But back then, they didn't think to make
Right, I
2
know.
movies out of
I
it because
know.
that would cost double.
Right, I know.
It's already
So, yeah.
big enough
I was
budget.
joking.
This is a
I know.
perfect segue to the ending. So, I mean, what did you
Yeah.
think about this ending then?
Oh boy.
So, real quick, just for the listeners who may not remember the movie that well, or never seen it and just don't care and want to hear what we think, the movie ends with the impaling of her and him together.
Carlson.
Carlson,
Carlson.
naked lady. And they basically end up being sucked up into the spaceship, and it cuts to the investigator looking up, and then the spaceship in space, and the spaceship goes away. The end.
And yet, London's on fire.
And London is on fire.
A lot of dead people.
Oh, how did everybody like that scene on the helicopter where all the blood came out and formed?
I like that.
I like
did.
that too.
And when it went sploosh,
Yeah.
I dug it. I still did.
The ending, they left it like there was going to be a sequel.
No, no. I thought like Carlson and her got, I don't know, alien married and went off to some other planet and boom, boom, boom. And the ship turned around and went somewhere else.
I want a sequel.
I don't need a sequel.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I know.
You want a sequel just with Cox this time?
Damn right.
With Chris Hemsworth as the main vampire.
I want an all-male naked cast,
Right.
except for the old dudes.
Patrick Stewart.
I don't need to see Patrick Stewart's dick.
No Patty Stewart, please.
No.
No. He
I'm
can
pretty
just
sure
talk.
David Dakota made a movie like that.
He always does. 1313 collection. But no, seriously, I don't think my biggest problem is that Toby Hooper was the guy who made vampires scary again, right? With Salem's Lot. And they're like, all right, you're good with vampires, tackle this. He's like, oh boy, how am I going to do this? So he threw everything in but the kitchen sink. So that's my take.
I had a problem.
What's that?
When the detective dude gets there with a sword at the cathedral,
Mhm.
the scene fighting the other male model vampire, it went too fast. Like there should have been more of a fight. Like some of the people
Would you
on
like
the
to add another
steps.
10 minutes on the movie?
Well, some of the people on the steps, at least, instead of quivering, they should have got up and like defended the dude. You would have thought.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Meanwhile,
You figure he's already bragging about having already won with the city in ruins.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I didn't mind it. Yeah, it would have been weird to see like this big epic brawl for one of the side minions. Like the final brawl should be the big battle between him and her, not one of the side chicks or
agreed.
side dudes.
Oh, you want to hear a stupid drunk joke I made while making this? Or while watching this?
Sure.
As always.
I yelled it out loud. I was going, remember when the main girl vampire was on the table for an autopsy? You know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I went, autopsy? I want to see an all bottom Z. Anyway.
She had comb boobs.
Hey, they were cones, but they were nice cones.
And on that note,
A couple more points real quick just before we wrap up. The book ends differently, right?
How do you know? You read it?
I did a little research into the book. I didn't read it, but the end, it ends with the vampire's original race. So like it's a group. They're called the Nyat Koragai
Mm.
and the Ubu Satala. So like you
Isn't
get
there
actual.
rap albums by Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Sounds like a Chinese dish.
So like remember how in the film they talk about how they jump and they don't have their true original nature. So
Right.
Right. The bat creatures, yeah.
Right. So basically the original crew of vampires come to Earth and offer them back their original nature as higher dimension energy beings, and they accept and basically destroy themselves and regain the ability to see themselves for what they were before. It's fucking, you probably have to read it to understand better, but then it has an epilogue set about a century later, and remember a century is 100 years, and it reveals that Carlson, he's used the techniques of benevolent energy transference he learned from the vampires to live an extraordinary long life, and it's implied that he's achieved some kind of transcendence upon his death.
Yes.
So again, it goes back to that whole life after death, right? That's the novel is probably a representation of that a lot more than the film is. So I'm kind of intrigued by the whole idea and what the novel could be here, especially when it mentioned that there's when they talk about the energy that it exists in all humans and it parallels, criminality and sexual fetish. So read the book, Bill.
I will. I'll try. One last thing before I go is oh shit. I just never mind. No, I actually had something really cool about it, but whatever. Don?
The book
I'm good.
The book also takes place in like the 1950s, where they brought the setting to contemporary time and used Halley's Comet, which was coming in the next year.
Yeah.
So in the book, it was just like taking place around the rim of some comet.
You're smart though.
Yeah.
No, I actually had a
Because they tried everything to make this movie alluring to the mainstream,
oh well.
Oh, well.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
So, all right, T, let's get you over and done with first.
Thanks. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I remember now. Go ahead. I'll do it on mine.
All right, well, go.
Go.
Yeah, I want to mention that Dan O'Bannon wrote this, right? Well, did the screenplay from the book. And I noticed a few things about the fact that he wrote Alien as well. And it kind of opened up like Alien, where they're touching biological things on a biological ship and the fact that I noticed was instead of an alien where they had the lights on inside their helmet, they actually were smart and had the lights on the outside.
Mhm.
So I thought that was cool. That's all.
Well,
All
That's
right.
all.
All right, team.
Okay. Um. Yeah. I had my couple of problems with it, but that they didn't take me out of the movie. I I still enjoyed the zombies, even though I didn't quite get why they were zombies. But I still liked that part. I thought it was really cool to see. I like the part where uh, the inspector dude there with the coat. Can't think of his
The
name.
blonde guy, yeah.
The blonde dude. Like, he's driving through the city, and then like one zombie grabs a hold and it rips his hand off, and I don't know. I thought that was cool. I like the effects of that one. Um, I thought the romance was a little cheesy, kind of, but I get why they had to put it there because they needed a reason for why she kept calling for him, not just to suck out his life force. That she, I guess she
Other
really
parts
liked
of
him.
him.
The what?
Other parts
Or
of
other
it.
parts
Other
of him.
parts of him, yeah. The naked parts that us women didn't get to see, but it's okay.
I want to see Ed Gein's dick.
No.
Steve Railsback, by the way, played Ed Gein. Anyway,
Yeah, I get it. But I did like the effects. The Even though you could still see the blue screen and stuff, but it was 80s. That's what they had.
Mhm.
And the cheesy blue light going around the room, and but I like that. I like the effects in it.
Practical for
I
the
like the
win.
practical effects. I like the helicopter scene with all the blood came together where she formed and then just kind of splooshed out onto the floor. That was cool. But yeah, all in all, I think I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Oh, you're rating it already. Look at
Yeah,
this.
I liked it.
Nice. I didn't
It
get
was
to
a
rate
little
it yet,
slow
but
in
all right.
parts, and it got a little too fast in the beginning, but I still enjoyed it.
Cool. I agree.
All right, Bill.
Back to me. Yeah, I really enjoyed the film again. Not. Oh, I did notice. I told you guys. There's one scene I noticed different from the theatrical cut, and that was just a zombie girl in a blue tracksuit crawling on the ground. That was the only thing. I was like, I don't remember that. But all in
she
all,
wasn't naked. You didn't see her tits. That's why.
Right.
yeah, that's probably why. But no, she was not in the theatrical. So I got to say, it revamped my love for practical effects. Love the movie again. Love the score. Love the directing. Some of the angles are amazing. The acting is because you got tons of people involved from different countries. But all in all, fun blast for me. 8 out of 10.
All right, Joe.
All right. I think it's a good film. I don't think it's great. It has its pros and cons. We went over many of them, right? I like the idea. I like the philosophical aspects behind it more than the final execution of the whole spiel. So I'm definitely interested in picking up the novel if I ever get a time and chance to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I really wish I liked the movie a lot more than I did, but I just wasn't over the top with it. Um, it's not something that I'm going to look to revisit unless I read it and want to comb through it. I wasn't too crazily intrigued, but again, it had its moments. It had a lot of attributes that I did like. The score, um, some of the special effects, specifically the practical gore gags. Again, one of the major problems: no solid characters, not actors. No solid. The actors were fine. No solid characters that I could grasp onto, that I cared about, that I followed through for the whole time throughout the film. So ultimately, all in all, I'm going to go with a 6.5 out of 10.
All right. I'm pretty much with T on this one. I do enjoy a lot of it, a lot more than what I remember. I do remember liking the 140 cut a lot when I first saw that years ago. And I do remember liking the 156 version when I first saw that one compared to this revisit, which kind of lowered for me based on how much it drags. But I do see where, the practical effects are great. The story is interesting. It's not told in the greatest manner. I'm swayed by the nudity. I'm gonna go 7.5, just like Tanya did.
Because of my
So-
reason. Nudity. Yeah.
Had boobs. 8.
Well, I was 8 after watching the movie, but that's got nothing to do with the rating.
He
But,
was
uh,
8 inches.
Well, thanks for being explicit when I was trying to go for the swab joke.
That's all right. That was for Jerry
No.
Herring. So
So I guess that wraps things up for this episode. So
What do we
What do
have
we
up
do
for
next?
next time?
I was just about to ask. I don't know. Did we ever decide?
yes.
Boondocks?
Yeah,
Yes.
little movie in Boston with the guy from what?
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, and the guy
Norman
from
Reedus.
Saw.
Sean
I just
Patrick
forgot his
Flanery.
name. Yes,
Yep.
Sean Patrick Flannery.
Yeah, he's from Saw.
Yeah, I know. I forgot his name
Is
for a
he?
second. Joey said it.
Oh.
Is he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not from the first one.
No, not from the first one.
From the series.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm-
Powder. I love Powder. But yeah, the Boondock Saints, motherfuckers.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay,
Yeah,
so looks like
favorite.
we're moving to Mafia
wait.
next week.
Are we doing 1 or just 1 and 2?
Listen, we gotta go easy here. We're doing
All right, just 1. Maybe after Donnie comes around and sees 1, he'll want to do 2 for a future episode. How about that?
I've never
Fine
seen
with me.
2, but
Me neither, bro.
I have. I own both.
Hey,
I've seen one way more than I've
for the
seen
first
two.
time, Tanya has seen the movies we didn't.
I own both of them.
that's funny.
Yeah.
I love the fuck.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Okay. So I guess we're moving to Mafia next week, which should be interesting.
The Irish Mafia, all right?
Yeah,
Kinda.
kind of.
Yeah, not
Well-
the Italian Mafia, but
Well,
close
Billy-
enough. Well,
Billy Connolly is not exactly Irish. He's Scottish.
Yeah.
But yeah.
yeah, it's close enough. It's still called Mafia, so we'll count it.
All right.
So guess that's all for now, and we will see you next time.
Good day.
Jerry,
I mean, sit on a bidet.